Hey, hi everyone. Thanks for jumping on the call, or thanks for listening to the recording of this call. My name is Noreen McDonald, and tonight I want to share with you our really exciting new complete life transformation program and Shred 10. So this program is a global program. We're really excited. I'm here in New Zealand, and Maggie, who's on the call, is in the UAE in Abu Dhabi. And we're working together because we're super excited about this wonderful new program that's landed in our laps. And we're so passionate about sharing this with the global community. Now, what is the CLT? It's the Complete Life Transformation, and that's exactly what it is. So our full intention with it is that you have us to support you over the next coming months to help you to completely transform your life. And when you do that, you're going to feel a lot healthier. You'll have more energy. Potentially, you might go through some weight loss, and you'll have better skin, hair, nails, better digestion, and you'll just feel better about yourself. And we're really excited because we're doing the program ourselves. So we're not just talking about the program, we feel the program in our own bodies, and we'll share our own transformation stories through the call tonight. So the Shred 10 part of the program, a part of the Complete Life Transformation program, is the intensive phase of the program, and it really is the first 10 days. And the first 10 days, what we're really aiming at is shredding away any compromising habits that we may have formed in our health that might not be really good for our health in the long term. And we know that people are creatures of habit. So we tend to do the same things every single day, and it can be quite easy to formulate not so good habits for our health. And some of you might be nodding your head thinking, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And quite often, even though we're already in March, for some of us, we may not have even started our New Year's resolutions. So we're still in the early part of the year. It's never too late. And we want to inspire you to do that. So the one thing that we notice is that nowadays people are really confused with what to do, and it becomes the too hard basket for them to make a change in their health because they go, should I be gluten-free? Do I need to be macrobiotic? Do I need to be paleo? And what we've found with the Shred 10 and the CLT is we've simplified this process for you. And we know that when we give people the program and they have full online support from us, they feel not alone. So how many of you have tried to do a program and you get all gung-ho about it and you think, oh, I'm onto it, I'm going to do this, and then you start and your husband doesn't want to do it with you and you've got no support, and then you last for like 2 or 3 days or maybe a week if you're awesome, and then it's like, oh, I can't be bothered. So what's fantastic about our program is that you have full online support, which means that the people that do the Shred 10, we set up a group together through Facebook and the CLT program, and you are in contact with us or whoever has organised this program for you that you're listening to. So you're in contact with us, and we're putting inspiring posts, and we're there with you every single day for that 10 days. And you've got to think about it, 10 days is really not the end of the world. It's one weekend and it's 7 days. So it's pretty short. And for some of you, you might be thinking, oh God, can I do it? Yeah, you can. You can totally do it because you will have support with you. And it's really nice to do these sorts of things as a community. So the real aim of our program is to simplify this process for you and make it as easy for you as possible. So I'm just going to share with you a slideshow because it just explains what we're doing quite well. So just give me a moment and I'm just going to go to it, which is on the wrong page. So we'll start here. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see that, ladies? Maggie, can you see that? Yeah, cool. Okay, so this is the Shred 10. Shred it, live it, share it. And as you can see on this picture, I really love it because, to be honest, this is for any age group. There's no age limit on this, and we know as a global community that people are wanting help with their health at every single age. And we also know that people need help at every single age because we know that degenerative diseases are starting way earlier than they ever have before globally. So we're really excited about that. And we also know, everybody knows, that environmental toxins are increasing. So whether you live in a big city like Maggie in Abu Dhabi, which is lots of high-rise buildings, and I'm assuming it would have a fair bit of pollution, or you live like me in New Zealand in Nelson, we still have pollution too. It's global. We can't get away from it. But we know that these things are on the up and up. There's more pollution, there's more chemicals, there's more atmospheric deposition, there's more animals than ever before, like in New Zealand. There's dairy farms everywhere, there's more methane, all that kind of stuff. So we know now that we need to have a program that mops up the toxic load that we're exposed to. And we also know that the food quality generally is decreasing across the globe. So all of these things that, you know, you might not read labels, but you probably will start when you do our program, is the preservatives are loaded up in foods. You might go along you know, with your shopping trolley, and you might be looking at stuff and thinking, oh my gosh, I don't even really know what that word means, because there's so much fake processed food and processes in our food that we don't even begin to understand what has happened. And I always put food into two sort of genres. It's either alive and good for us, or it's dead. And you know, dead food is exactly what he's got there. It's all the stuff in the packages that really isn't doing us any favours for our health. So we also know, and I would also just say here with vitamins, I also put them into two categories. There's live vitamins and concentrates, which are really good for our bodies. It's what we understand. And then there's the dead ones that are isolated. They're made in a laboratory. I don't think our bodies understand that nutrition that well. So what happens when we have a combination of environmental toxins and decrease in food quality? We have an increase in toxic load for our bodies. Oops, sorry, just a bit of technological issues here. So I absolutely love this slide because it really describes to me what happens, and many people might know what happens when you go, and I hate calling it diet, but let's say you go on a program and you think, oh, I'm going to do this program and I'm going to burn some fat and I'm going to get rid of some toxins. Well, as you can see here in the top part of the slide, stored fat enrobes toxins. So it contains the toxins. Fat cells contain toxins to keep the toxins safe and away from your vital organs. So the fat contains impurities in it. When you start to diet and exercise without the proper nutrition your body needs, it actually stresses the body. You burn fat, yes, but burning the fat, what does it do? It exposes the toxins and you can feel worse. And then your body naturally goes through a process called the rebound effect, where your body tries to protect itself from those toxins again and enrobes it in fat. So this is where we get that real cyclic dieting, you know, that up and down dieting where you lose heaps of weight and then you get it back on, you lose heaps of weight, you get it back on, you feel fabulous, you feel shit, you feel fabulous, you feel shit. And then when you go to the bottom half of the slide, you'll see this is what we do, and this is the Shred 10 and the CLT, which is called cleansing. So you've got the stored fat, same as before, which is enrobing the toxins, but in this process with the shred, we're shedding fat. But because we're doing it through cleansing and we're giving the body its essential nutrients it needs to succeed and get rid of the toxic load at the same time as shredding away the fat, everything becomes better and we feel better overall. And then all we have to do is go through a maintenance phase where we're not rebounding through all of that stuff. So that made a lot of sense to me when I read it. So how do we do it with our Shred 10 program? Oh, sorry, another technological issue. Just doing it all by itself. So we use a whole food supplement in our programs. It's not the entire program, and I want to state that up front. It's an essential part of the Shred 10 and the CLT, but it's not the entire program. So if you just went ahead and took our Juice Plus products, which as you can see is amazing because it's nutrition your body can understand. I mean, I just love the colours on that slide. If you took the capsules, which is the 30 plus varieties of fruits, vegetables and berries, vine ripened, grown without the use of herbicides and pesticides, and pulped freeze dried at 1 degree and put into a vegan capsule. If you took that, yeah, you'd feel really good and you'd start to cleanse that toxic load. But you wouldn't get the same result as what you do as on our shred, because it's the way we do it and how we've combined it that really makes it powerful. Okay, but I just wanted to show you that slide so you can see the beautiful array of plants. And of course, as I was talking about before, that alive sort of supplementation compared to that dead, this is live. You can see it there. You guys and girls all watching this understand what a peach is, what parsley is, what mushroom is. It's not isolated vitamins and minerals here, so our body responds to this. Okay, so we'll move on. So talking about that whole glycemic load on the body, how often do you normally eat right now? And I want you to think about that for a minute. And it's actually really important, because how often we eat and what we eat really, really influences our glycemic index, which influence our blood glucose levels. So you can see here, when you have a high glycemic food, so what would that be? Let's say mid-afternoon, I'm tired and I'm at work and I go for a brownie down at the corner shop and a coffee. Okay, my glycemic load goes right up, because that brownie contains sugar and carbohydrates, which get reduced and broken down into sugars really quickly in your bloodstream. And it means my glycemic load goes right up. But everything that comes up must come down. And then we go through this slump, okay, where we feel like crap, and then we reach for something else. So we're doing this yo-yo effect all day when we're not eating the correct foods. So what we want to do is we want to have a moderated blood sugar level all day long. And this is a part of the shred program. And I'm going to go into how we do that with our products and our food that we're choosing to eat in our menu plan. So here is the zone of willpower, and we know that the zone of willpower is when our blood sugar level is at a certain point, and then we don't crave those complex carbohydrates. We don't crave those simple carbohydrates. We go for a good choice instead, and we're going to show you how we do that. So a big part of our Shred 10 program, which again, just to remind you, it's the beginning of the CLT program, it's the 10 days, is we're actually using our complete shakes. Now, what are these? These are plant-based protein shakes. Now, they're not just protein, it's a complete shake, meaning it's perfectly balanced carbohydrates, plant-based carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. And what this does is it really gets your glycemic load stabilized, which then balances your blood sugar. So we're not having that up and down yo-yo effect of cravings and then feeling like crap. And what I love about the complete shakes is that it's vegan, it's non-GMO, it's gluten and dairy free, which is really, really important, because for a lot of people, they are dairy intolerant and gluten intolerant. So you know how you get that muffin top and you feel a bit disgusting around your abdomen? Well, actually what we've discovered on the shred, that yes, some of that potentially could be fat, but a lot of it can also be bloating from the fact that you are just simply not digesting the amount of gluten and or dairy that you may be putting into your system on a daily basis. And we notice big changes in people's measurements, particularly around their abdomen, because they're giving their digestion a break from these foods that ferment in the gut and cause gas and wind and bloating. Okay, the other thing we love about the complete is we've got really powerful prebiotics, which means it's the food for your probiotic bacteria in your large intestine to feed on. So we find that people that use our program, if you've got sluggish digestion, you normally will get way more regular on this. And we know that that's really important for getting rid of toxins. Okay, so remembering that what we're doing here, pardon me, is we're shredding the compromising foods and the toxins, okay, that are not serving you anymore for 10 days. But what we find from this is 10 days is a really doable amount of time. And people that have done our program, then let's say, for example, I've had some people do the program recently who, one girl in particular, she's having 3 coffees a day, and she thought, okay, I'm fine with that. she's done our program and she hasn't gone back to coffee. Now, for some of you, you're like, oh my God, I'm not giving up my coffee. It's 10 days. And we know that coffee is a drug, and we know that, again, what goes up must come down. Coffee stimulates your adrenals to secrete adrenaline, so you get all hyped and happy, and then you go boom and crash down. Same goes with alcohol. We get into a bad habit sometimes of having a glass of wine every night while we're making dinner, or a beer when we finish work. And again, we're finding on the program, people just have got 10 days to break that habit, and then they formulate new ways, which goes into our maintenance phase of the CLT. And it's really helping to transform people's health because of that. So what is the shred? Okay. To get started, we're going to follow these guidelines for 10 days. You're going to add more real food, which we'll talk about in a minute. You're going to have your Juice Plus Trio, which is what you saw before, all those beautiful fruits and vegetables, which is the fruits, the vegetable, and the berry blend. You're going to have them daily, and that's really important. Remember to mop up the toxins and fill your body with antioxidants through our program. You'll have 2 complete shakes a day. Now, when you choose to have these shakes in your daytime is completely up to you. We're not going to tell you when. Personally, for me, on a shred, I do a shake for breakfast and I do a shake for lunch. In between, so mid-morning and mid-afternoon, we provide you with plans and recipes for healthy snacks. So, for example, I might make a hummus on a Sunday and take carrot and celery sticks to work with me, and I've already made my made my smoothie in the morning for lunch. I might make bliss balls. I might take some rice crackers. I might have some nuts and some fruit. So you will not go hungry. You don't feel hungry on this program. Let me just put that across really well to you. We are not starving ourselves. And then for me, the meal that I would have the biggest for the day is probably a very early dinner. So we try and have dinner way earlier than later, because again, it's better for your digestion and your metabolism. And that meal is going to be made up of whole foods, plants, and beneficial fats, and some good plant quality protein. Plenty of water, really essential on our program. Half the time people go snacking is because they're actually extremely dehydrated. So upping your water to 2 litres a day will actually it'll get rid of that hunger pains that you might go through normally, but you won't on this program anyway. Sleep, very, very important, because we know that people put on weight when they're stressed, and we also know that when people are stressed, they don't sleep. So it's a vicious cycle. You've got to get 7 to 8 hours of good sleep a day. We know that from all the studies that are coming out around the world, and it's an inherent part of our program, because this program is to transform your health on every level and set you up for good habits that are going to last. And then finally, we ask people to exercise most days. And the exercise you're going to do is the exercise you love. So what do you love doing? How do you love moving your body? Is it bike riding? Is it going to a gym class? Is it swimming or walking or yoga? We're going to ask you to do that most days on our program, because we know that's an inherent part. Now, what are we going to ask you to cut out? We're going to ask you to cut out gluten, dairy, caffeine, alcohol, processed foods, artificial and refined sugars, and eating after 6 p.m. Now, there's an asterisk there, because obviously if you're on shift work or if you're a pregnant mum or breastfeeding, we might, you can obviously fill out later if you need to. But again, these are guidelines. Don't let any of those things put you off from doing the program, because guys and girls, it's 10 days of your life that could set you up for a complete transformation for the rest of your life. So what happens to the people we put on this program? These are the most common results that we see on the shred and the CLT, is people crave more fruits and vegetables because you're filling your body with plant-based nutrition. Something really amazing happens in the body, and your body starts to go, wow, I actually want more of that, not less. Okay, you may get to a more healthier weight. We definitely know this on our program. You get a better recovery from your workouts, obviously great sleep, energy, hair, nails, skin, improved digestion, as I mentioned before, and increased mental clarity. And the thing that I really love, I come from a science background, is that our Juice Plus products are actually the most researched nutritional products in the whole world. We have over 30 published studies, and these are done by reputable universities, as you can see, and they're published in medical journals, stating pretty much all the stuff that you just saw before on the results page. So we know that what we're using in combination with our program is the absolute utmost best that we can get for our clients. So that is the shred. I'm just going to stop the share. And what I would like to do is I'd like to just pass over to Maggie, who's over in Abu Dhabi, which is so cool. I love being on the call internationally with our business. And she's going to share a little bit about the results she's noticed and the people over in the UAE, what they've noticed. So thanks, Mags. I'll help let you fire away.
Okay, hopefully I noticed it's a bit laggy before, so hopefully I don't lag. We have just been able to launch this here in Abu Dhabi last month. Super excited to give it a try. And we had, with the first round of the shred, we ended up having probably 4 of us do it, and we all had fantastic results. And what I love most is you're shredding these kind of bad habits that you have. And it's amazing that taking something out for 10 days that you kind of, I'm a coffee drinker, I drink too much wine, I eat lots of carbs and whatnot, and taking these things out and realizing actually how much better my body felt not having them was brilliant. So we noticed, first of all, well, I noticed personally, I had great sleep the entire time I had it, or was doing my 10-day shred. I am a 3 coffee a day person, and I thought that was going to be a struggle, maybe 4 sometimes. And what I found was it wasn't. I didn't find myself craving it. I felt better for it. And then when I stopped, I did go back to coffee, and immediately realized that this feeling that I have a coffee, and then 4 hours later, I have this really this feeling like I'm hungry and I'm kind of anxious, and it's what it is. It's a come down from my coffee. I'm not hungry. It's not anything else. It's a coffee come down. And that showed to me how addictive the coffee is and what it does to our system. Another thing was carbohydrates, cutting out carbs, especially our carbs here. I can't remember in New Zealand really how they affected me or not, but here we are working on really heavily refined flours, lots of sugar, lots of bloating, and cutting it out. I've noticed that my stomach and the bloating that I was suffering has completely gone. And I must have been, I know I have lost some weight doing this, absolutely for sure, as a byproduct, but the bloat has gone. So a couple of days ago, I was having lunch with my husband, and he had this beautiful pasta, and I was like, okay, I'm going to have it, and had a couple of bites of that, and had a little bit of bread with lunch. And immediately that day, I felt this bloat again. And I was like, this is just ridiculous. So I've recognized those things, but we've had great results also in that we have lost weight along the way. I've lost over the course, I've kept with, so I did my 10-day shred, and then I've maintained having 1 shake a day. I'm also still just trying to have whole foods. I've switched to gluten-free pasta. I'm still now back to drinking wine and the rest of it, but I still exercise for half an hour a day, and I've lost 10 centimeters around my waist over the course of the month. So that for me I've been trying to get rid of that bloat and those extra centimeters for a really, really long time. So I was super chuffed with that. Now, I have a girlfriend who decided, because she is the biggest skeptic about everything, but she is obese, and she is living a very unhealthy lifestyle where she doesn't eat breakfast. She works in the booze industry, so she's often having to go to wine dinners, and she's doing tequila tastings at 9 o'clock in the morning. She's eating McDonald's for lunch, or she's just not eating lunch at all. So she was like, look, I'm going to be your guinea pig. I'm going to do this with you because I know I need to do something. And I was like, that's awesome. She's going to be a pain for me, but it's going to be awesome for her. So we did all the measurements, but one of the biggest things, so she started having her shake for breakfast, which meant her metabolism was totally kick-started first thing in the morning. She found then, she had her second shake at lunchtime, and she said, she wasn't hungry. She'd have the odd bliss ball or our healthy snacks in between. And then they cut out their carbs at dinner. And she also made that transition from never stepping foot into the gym or going for a walk along the corniche or anything like that here, to exercising pretty much every day. When her 10 days finished, she didn't stop exercising. You know, she has made a change that she'll stick with. And when it came to being, you know, finished with the 10 days, she was like, no, I'm going to keep having that shake first thing in the morning because it's kickstarting my metabolism, and I can feel that I'm then making better choices for lunch. I'm really looking at everything I'm doing and what I'm putting in my body. So anyway, we've had great results, and she ended up losing, I think it was 14 centimeters in the end off of her waist. And her body shape has completely changed. And she's like, it's great. And I'm happy because I know she's healthier, you know. I want her to be healthier. She's my friend. I want her to live a long life. And yeah. So anyway, that's how we're finding it, Norse.
Thanks, Maggie. That is pretty amazing, to be honest. Like, really good results. And that's the thing, people, it's 10 days, and we really are helping people to set up a transformation that is affecting them on every level. So all we ask you to do is to get in contact either with us, Maggie, or myself, if you listen to this recording and you've been referred by us. But if anyone else has sent you this recording or you're listening to this, please get in contact with that person as well. And look, we're a global community. We're just really passionate about helping people to transform their health in the simplest manner that we have found so far that lasts. So thank you so much for listening. And we're just going to get off the call now, and we will see you all soon. Bye.